what the weather's usually like. Now I made a couple of changes to this, so just again, we got all of our connectors up there. Each one of these goes to a turbine, all the rectifiers. Then they go over here to each of my meters. These 4 meters here, this is the 700 that I've had up for the longest time. This is the i1500. This is the 400 watt turbine that I have over here on the corner of the shop. And this is the Heli 2.0. I've got the i1500 and the 700, as I've gone over in a previous video. I've got them going to these lugs that I nearly both touched at the same time with my fingers. Don't do that. And then they go to these 2 batteries. I've got it set up in a 24 volt bank. And then I've got it going to this solar controller. I'm using this controller only to operate the switch on the load side. Whenever this thing is above 24.2 volts, it opens the switch up, and then it runs over here to this inverter, and then from that inverter into my grid. I like the way it worked so much that I went ahead and I set this up. This is another controller that's supposed to work better with a 48 volt system. I have it set up to these 2 relays, and I have each one of those relays run off of one side of a 24 volt bank. Now this is not the way you should do it. You should draw off of the entire bank all together, but I didn't. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to suffer some problems doing it. But basically I've got both of these relays. One of them runs this inverter and the other one runs this other inverter. The reason why I did this is because these inverters, they cap out at 50 volts. So if I run this off of that Heli, it will basically they'll just lock out and everything will freewheel. So each one of these is run off of 24 volts. Now you'll also see that I have this set up in series because I tried that just to maybe help cushion the voltage a little bit, because these things are 3 to 32 volts on the input side, and this thing kicks out battery voltage on the load side. So these are already cooked. They're in a locked on position, which means that those inverters are drawing off the batteries constantly. Now right now I'm making so much power that it's not really a concern, but whenever the wind dies, it's going to kill my batteries. Right now the 700 today, I reset all of these last night. The 700 is peaked at I think it says 660, 18.5 amps, 660 watts. The i1500 has made 28.5 amps, a little over 1,000 watts. The 400, I don't think I reset this one. I don't think that 400 has done 26 amps. I think that one didn't get reset. I'll have to reset it. The Heli 1628, $34.30 amps, 34.3 amps. That's what we've been kicking out today. My inverters have been, they're cooking right now at 850 watts. That's what it's kicking out. If you sit here and watch this for a while, it goes up over 1,000. I had 1,800 watts whenever I walked in here a little while ago. That's output for today, 7 kilowatt hours. Get back to that. Just under 800 watts. Now, I am having one problem, and that is these batteries here. Now, of course, I'm using lawnmower batteries. I'm not using them for storage capacity or anything. but they're not dealing with the heat very well, I don't think. Right now, about 146 degrees, 145. They're getting pretty warm versus these down here, which are room temperature. The inverter itself, around 110 versus these ones are 85. So that inverter is getting kind of warm, not dangerously warm, it's not really a problem. But it's getting way warmer than those two, and I think that those two should be probably pushing about as much power as that one by itself. But I don't know. I do think it's still, even in this wind, you know, comparing the two, the i1500 is still making, you know, a lot more power. Like right now it's making 400 watts versus 100. Now whenever the breezes come, the Heli really gets past the i1500. But it still takes a pretty good breeze. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit how it's performing in some real wind, give you guys a little bit of an update. If y'all haven't subscribed, I would appreciate it if you did. You'll get updates for my videos whenever I make new ones. And I'm getting really close to my 1,000 subscriber goal. I'd like to try to be there by the end of September. And every subscriber helps. So, any questions, comments, please feel free to post them, and y'all stay safe. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.